For anyone who want to buy a home, one of the most important activities to get his finance sorted out. And for the home loan, there are so many options. So it's a very confusing thing especially for the first home buyer, where you should go. Here comes the role of a mortgage broker. Today, we are at Aussie Tarneit and we are going to meet with the founder and the director, Harshal. Come with me. Hi Harshal, how are you? I'm good. Harshal is the director for Aussie Tarneit.
Hello.
So Harshal, we are here to get some information, especially for the first home buyer and the people who are new to the home market.
Yes.
And to know about housing loan.
Yes.
Would you be able to give us some information?
I would love to have.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So what's happening nowadays? Let's start with the first home buyer grant. Is it there or is it not there? How much it is? Can you give us some idea?
Yeah. So this information is Victoria specific. Every state has their own. Regulations. In Victoria, if you're building a new home, a brand new home, you are eligible for a $10,000 first homeowners grant. Now, if you build a home in regional areas outside the metropolitan, the first homeowners grant is $20,000. So that's the benefit that a lot of our first home buyer clients are actually getting.
Okay. So for example, the people who want to buy a house in Benalla or Shepparton, they will get 20,000 instead
Correct.
of you one buying in Melbourne.
Correct. As long as they are qualified first home buyers and as long as the property is brand new.
That's great. And Harshal, I can see so many logos of big companies, lenders.
Yep.
Give us some idea about it. Are you Aussie connected with this? Give us some idea about. Can I take a loan, let's say, from NAB through you or from Commonwealth through you? What's it?
Yeah, so we are mortgage brokers. Aussie is a big company. We have our own loans as well, but we also deal with 25 other banks, including the big four. We deal with the reputed lenders. What we do is find the best option for clients and we organize the finance. They don't have to run around. We do all the running around for them. We don't charge them anything. They get our service for free. The banks pay us a commission, so it's not passed on to the borrowers. Yeah.
So guys, this is the great news because when you go to get your finance, you don't need to worry too much at your own because you have the professional help coming from professional companies like Aussie and professional people like Harshal coming to you free of cost. He can get you the loan from any of the lenders which you would like to have or the one who can give you the best deal. Harshal, why don't we sit down somewhere and talk more about the business?
Thanks. Happy.
We are in the lounge of beautiful Aussie Tarneit with Harshal, the director of Aussie Tarneit, and thanks Harshal for coming for PTV Melbourne and telling our audience about the mortgage broking or the home loan. So tell me one thing, before someone decides to buy a home, whether for investment or a second home, what are the key things to look out, especially for the home loan point of view?
Yeah, great question. When anyone wants to buy a home, first home or be it investment, finance is the major driver in all the decisions because without finance, most people don't have the cash to buy a home. So I suggest people speak to us or get a pre-approval done with a lender before they can go and buy, because that way they know how much they can afford to spend on the property. There's no point in looking at a $600,000 property and then the banks to say that you can only borrow $400,000. It doesn't make sense. The other thing they should look at is their credit score. They should consider affordability. There's no point in buying a property, an $800,000 property, and then you have to scrimp on your day-to-day spending just to pay off a big mortgage. So affordability, in my opinion, is a key driver when buying homes.
Oh wow! So talking about credit score, I heard that you need to have a good credit score. But what are the few important things which we should maintain to have good credit score? Like paying our bills on time. Isn't that important?
Yeah. So there has been some changes in the credit reporting system in the last couple of years. Anytime you pay your bill on time, or you pay your credit cards on time, or you pay your debts on time, it goes as a positive scoring and it gives you a better credit score. If you have any late payments, or if you have defaults, or if you've had past bankruptcies, that's going to show up and that will reduce your credit score. So in general, it's a great idea to pay all your debts on time, because these days the lenders can see up to 24 months of your credit history. So if you had two late payments on a credit card 12 months ago, that will show up and that will affect the lender's decision.
Yeah, makes sense. And Harshal, I've seen many deals, falling off because of subject to finance. When you sign a contract, people sign subject to finance, and then their finance are not sorted out on time, and contract of sale fell through. So, to get a pre-approval is a good thing if you're, going to, if you're planning to buy a home.
Yeah, in my opinion, it's always best to get a pre-approval done because, firstly, after COVID crisis, all the lenders or most of the lenders are really slow in their processing. So having the pre-approval means that the final approval will take a little bit less time compared to the full deal. And pre-approval also gives you a certainty that the lender is happy with your financial position, and they will most likely not change their mind because they've fully assessed your situation. They've looked at your finances, they've looked at your credit score, and they've said to you that we are happy to lend you.
Perfectly said. And guys, being in real estate industry, I can say that if your offer is with the finance approved already, you can really negotiate a good deal. Sometimes, subject to finance offers, vendors don't take it seriously. If your offer is your pre-approved, your finance is sorted out, you can definitely get a better deal. So let's talk about who are the big lenders nowadays and how this ecosystem works. For example, if I have a banking with NAB, is it I can only go to NAB or I can go to another thing? How does the Aussie comes in picture? What value it brings to the home buyers?
Yeah. So that's a very interesting question because we see a lot of customers who think that they're banked with a particular bank for their life, so they should get a home loan with that particular bank. There's nothing wrong in that. However, when you go to a bank, they will only tell you what's the best option they've got for you. But when you go to someone like me, we can show you 20-25 different lenders and sort of pick and choose which one's the best option for you. So that sometimes does end up saving you a lot of money. The other thing is policies. Different banks have different policies. There are some lenders that will not lend to you unless you've been in your job for 12 months minimum. If you have recently changed jobs, then those lenders may not lend you. So policies do play a key role in that. Some lenders have policies around properties. There are certain lenders that may not lend in certain rural postcodes. So if you're buying in rural area, your options may be limited.
Oh wow, that's interesting. A lot of things goes in the background.
Yeah. Yes.
Tell me one question we get generally asked by many people is that if someone is not having a permanent employment, means his working hours are changing or he's working on commissions, like a sales agent. How are they also able to get the loans easily or a bit tough for them?
It is client specific. There is no one single yes and no answer for this question. But the general rule of thumb is if your income fluctuates, but then we can show that over a 12 or 24 month period you have made a certain amount of income, most banks will be receptive to that. This problem comes up generally when casual employment is involved. If you're a casual employee, then your hours may fluctuate. So the lenders want to see what you've earned in the last 12 months. Somebody earning bonus income, generally lenders want to see 2 years worth of history. So we do a lot of loans for people whose incomes fluctuate, but it needs to be assessed on a case-by-case basis.
Oh wow, that's interesting. So generally, how much time it take for if your things are sorted out? How much time you guys take to get the finance? Is it a week time or 2 weeks or even more?
Since the COVID crisis hit, we've seen lenders turnaround times really dramatically increase. So most lenders these days will take anywhere from 2 to 4 or even 6 weeks. The general idea is the cheaper the lender, the best deal the lender has, the longer it's going to take.
Okay. And my last question is about what we have heard that the interest rate have gone down historically low.
Yep.
Is it true? Where do we stand? What you see, like it's better to go for a fixed interest rate or a floating? Give us some ideas, some tips to our viewers so that they can make best use of it and decide their plan.
Yeah. So the interest rates have gone dramatically down. They're lowest they ever been in the history of this country. We're seeing rates little below 2%. most lenders are really competing for your business. So we need to pick and choose which lender we go with. The cheapest doesn't always mean the best, but there are quite a few options at the moment where the interest rates are dramatically lower, and most buyers are sort of surprised when we show them what rates the banks are offering. In my opinion, it's very hard to answer if a fixed or a variable is better for a client, because we do that when we actually look at the client's financial position, look at their long-term goals and objectives, and then we make recommendations based on what's best for the client, based on what they tell us. So for one client, variable might be better, and for another client, fixed might be better.
Okay, so it's not one answer to everyone. Everyone's situation is different. Everyone's aspiration is different. Depending on the person, his payment,
Yes.
capabilities, and amount of sale price. I think different solutions. But one thing is sure, Aussie Tarneit Harshal is your single window solution. Thank you, Harshal, for giving us such a great information, and I hope that the viewers can take full advantage of it. So, guys, in case you have any need for your mortgage finance, or you're planning to do something in in property in future. For your home loan, and I saw some catalogs of the car loan and the business loan. So are you guys dealing that as well nowadays?
Yeah, we also do car loans and a bit of business finance. You could Google search Aussie Tarneit and
Okay.
our details will come up.
Okay.
But yeah, we do a fair bit of other loans as well.
Okay. So thanks, guys, and this was our coverage for PTV Melbourne on the property segment, and this segment we have captured mortgage finance. I'm PRAD from PTV Melbourne. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.